On location at the State House Conference Room to bring you live coverage of the Diaspora Forum 2023 as organized by the government of Dominica, led by Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit and the cabinet. 10 o'clock starts as was advertised. So very soon we should start off this function at the State House Conference Center. Quite a few people are here already. Ministers of government, other dignitaries as well. A lot of Dominicans who have returned home for the festivities are here as well. A nice setup at the State House Conference Center. Of course, this space lends itself to an event like this, and the Madras is well placed across the interior of the conference center. Very large area. And very soon we should see the start of this function. Towards the back, very, very interesting what is happening at the back as well, because there are a few tables featuring very important aspects where as it relates to the Customs and Excise Division and the e-passports. So this is being displayed, and not just displayed, you have officers who are here from the Customs and Excise Division to provide information as it relates to the e-passports. So there's a table for that. And I see 4 officers here, and the passports are on display as well, and a few brochures as well, providing information, trade procedures, questions and answers, and all of that. So the returnees in particular who are seeking added information can get that here at the desk at the back. There's a desk from the Buy Dominica as well, very, very important sector, emphasizing that we should eat well and live long. So we have 2 lovely ladies here manning that booth, that table, that desk, and you can get more information from them, of course, after the proceedings. So as I move on, the Dominica Social Security always played a very pivotal role in national development, and they too are here with the desk. I see the Deputy Director, Augustus Etienne, and 2 other officers of the DSS, and they too will provide information on the DSS, a very opportune time as well for an institution like that to be on display and to provide information to the public. So the DSS, they are here. As I move, there's Invest Dominica as well. Invest Dominica has a desk and a lot of information, a lot of brochures as well on that desk, and there are officers to provide information. And very, very, very important sector here as they showcase, what Invest Dominica Authority is all about. So that table is being displayed. And then the National Bank of Dominica here as well. The National Bank of Dominica, they too play a pivotal role in national development. And they are here with their desk and really promoting what they have at the NBD. Let me see if I can make my way on the outside, because there are other booths as well. Very, very important what is happening here. I must mention as well, quite a few people are dressed, not in the national wear, in the full national wear, but representing the Madras, and the Creole prints. So a lovely display here at the State House. I'm making my way on the veranda because I love what I saw earlier. So let me see if I can get a peep again as to what is happening on the veranda. A few tables again, a few booths on display. And let me make my way now to the bumping natural soaps, and very, very lovely. There's something about packaging, and how you properly package. Yes, it's one thing to have a local product, that's good, but when you package it properly, it sells well. And packaging, marketing, branding, these things go hand in hand. And I must say that I'm very, very, very pleased with what I see from the bumping natural soaps. What we'll tell you more about them after after the events here. As I move on, there's another table. Very soon I'll go back on the inside because very soon the proceedings will begin. There's another table now featuring lovely things, everything lovely about Dominican natural things. The straw baskets. I think it's vetiver. Lauma. Okay, Lauma. So you can get your fan, you can get your clutch purse. Oh my goodness, so many beautiful things here. I tell you, Dominicans, we are really, really, really creative, and all that is on display here. I make my way again further, and there's another table, lovely yellow, the dominant color on that table there. And wow, just look at this. If I can give you an idea, pepper sauce, you know, tabak zombie and all of that. And when I come at the back after, we will give you more because we want to speak with the people who are behind this thing. And there's also another table in white, very beautiful white. Anton's Wild Honey. We'll tell you more about that a little later. And then Will Dominic, 100% virgin coconut oil. Oh, so you are behind this thing. So we'll come to talk to you after. But let me just see if they are ready to begin the proceedings. As I make my way back on the inside, quite a few people have come in from since I went on the outside. So it's almost full. So if you are coming, I know there's some traffic congestion, but you can make your way to the State House. As Dominica observes its 45th anniversary of independence, 45 years, and we celebrate our theme this year. And yes, we are celebrating. Very lovely to see Dominicans gathered in, you know, in a space like this. As we observe 45 years of nationhood, 45 years of statehood. Tomorrow, of course, we will go to the Windsor Park Stadium for the military parade and the presentation of awards to deserving Dominicans. Of course, earlier on, we had the Dominica Award of Honor, which was bestowed on the President of Dominica, Her Excellency Sylvanie Burton. So she received the Dominica Award of Honor earlier, last month. And then, of course, the presentation of the Cicero Award of Honor. Quite a few people will be receiving this, the Meritorious Service Award as well, and other awards, and that will be presented at the military parade tomorrow. Independence Day, Dominica, of course, hoisted the flag as an independent nation 45 years ago. And tomorrow will be that day. A lovely day in Dominica, by the way. I must make mention of that. A lovely day, bright sunshine on the outside as we await the start of this Diaspora Forum 2023. Normally, for years now, government and have seen it fit to welcome returnees. So this is what is happening here. A few dignitaries as well, cabinet ministers are here. At the end, they will get a chance to ask questions and of course receive answers. So yeah, we are waiting to start this function. DBS Radio, we are happy that we could bring this to you. Let me just say as well, though, as we are on, that you may have heard, but we want to apologize for cancelling the event last night. Yesterday was our 52nd anniversary, and we had planned a discussion which was originally scheduled for about 2 weeks ago, but because of the passage of Tammy, DBS had to postpone this event, and then it was scheduled for last night, but we had to cancel it. So for that, we apologize. But we are here, so there's a hush now. The music has died down, so which means that we are going to begin very soon.
We are about to make a start, so I would ask that we all stand for the national anthem to be sung by Mr. Carlton Henry, Senior Cultural Officer.
Isle of beauty, Isle of splendor, Isle to all so sweet and fair. All must surely gaze in wonder at thy gifts so rich and rare. Rivers, valleys, hills and mountains, all these gifts we do extol. Healthy land so like all fountains, giving cheer that warms the soul.
Thank you very much, Mr. Henry. Please remain standing as we invite Pastor Griffin Daniel to bless this event with prayer.
Pleasant good morning to everyone. Shall we pray? Hallelujah. Father, we give you praise. We give you thanks because you are God all by yourself. You created the heavens and the earth and all that is in it. You are great. You are wonderful. So, Lord, we come today to thank you for all what you have done in this nation and what you will continue to do. We thank you and we praise you. Lord, we commit this gathering before you as the diaspora and all of us are gathered here today. We thank you for a very good forum. We thank you because, God, you will remain God. And Lord, as this meeting will continue, we pray that wisdom will be the principal thing. We thank you for the diaspora. We thank you for them. We praise you for them. We thank you for all those who are gathered here, that, oh God, they will say at the end, it was so good to be there, just to know further as to what's happening in the nation. So, Lord, we thank you for them. Those who are not able to be here, we pray for them and with them. Almighty God, thank you for this gathering. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We all will live to give you praise, to give you glory, and to give you thanks. We say, Lord, thank you for good weather. And we say, Lord, thank you for all of us one more time who are gathered here today for this occasion. Bless us. May we find fellowship with each other. May we find joy in meeting each other one more time. And so, God, create this avenue that we will remember that you are truly God and you deal in the affairs of man. And so, Lord, we thank you one more time. We give you praise and we give you thanks. In Jesus' name, and everybody say amen. Thank you kindly.
Amen. Thank you very much. Please be seated. Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of Dominica, and Mrs. Skerrit. Honorable Dr. Vince Henderson, Minister for Foreign Affairs, International Business and Diaspora, Trade and Energy. Honorable Darren Pinard, Minister of State in the Ministry of Labor, Public Service Reform, Social Partnership, Entrepreneurship and Small Business, with responsibility for entrepreneurship and small business development. Other honorable members of Cabinet, Her Excellency Athenia Benjamin, Ambassador for Diaspora Affairs, Permanent Secretaries, Ms. Rhoda Joseph, Executive Director of Invest Dominica, Pastor Griffin Daniel, visiting Dominicans, distinguished guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good morning and a happy 45th anniversary of independence to all of you. Good morning to everybody. Okay, great. We are very pleased to be here today to host our annual Diaspora Forum, to give visiting Dominicans, returning Dominicans, Dominicans from the diaspora, however you would like to describe yourself, an opportunity to interact with the Cabinet of the Government of Dominica and various stakeholders who are with us today. You will hear today from the Honorable Prime Minister and other members of Cabinet, and you will have an opportunity to pose questions and interact with the Government of Dominica. At this point in time, I would like to welcome you, Her Excellency Athenia Benjamin, Ambassador for Diaspora Affairs.
Good morning. Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of Dominica, and Mrs. Skerrit. Honorable Dr. Vince Henderson, Minister for Foreign Affairs, International Business and Diaspora, Trade and Energy. Honorable Darren Pinard, Minister of State in the Ministry of Labor, Public Service Forum Reform, Social Partnership, Entrepreneurship and Small Business Development with Responsibility for Entrepreneurship and Small Business Development. Permanent Secretaries, Ms. Rhoda Joseph, Executive Director, Invest Dominica, Pastor Griffin Daniel, visiting Dominicans, distinguished guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. I know that you have already received several welcomes since your return, yet today I take this opportunity to extend an additional heartfelt welcome to you, the land of your birth, the place where you refer to as home, wherever you reside. This gathering today symbolizes the value this government places on your continuous contribution and support to our development. Hosting this special forum to communicate directly with you is government desire to provide factual information and to interact with you as we proceed with developing Dominica. Over the years, activities introduced are geared towards highlighting what is great and beneficial to all Dominicans. We appreciate your participation as you visit sites, hotels, shops, eating spots, spending your money, which generate income to small businesses and boost our economy. As you listen to the presenters, I hope this is what you will share with your family and friends when you return. What is the reality on the ground? To Dominicans who already left, I'm hoping that you are viewing by our social media platform, and we always appreciate that you have visited and you choose Dominica to be the place where you want to spend your money and enjoy your retirement. Welcome home, my fellow Dominicans and Dominicans by descent. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Benjamin. We know that wherever you are based, your heart is at home, but we would also like your money to be at home as well. And today we have with us a number of stakeholders. We have the National Bank of Dominica, we have the Dominica Social Security, we have Dexia, we also have the Aid Bank, and we have with us Invest Dominica this morning. And I would like to welcome at this time Ms. Rhoda Joseph, who is the Executive Director of Invest Dominica Authority, to give a presentation.
Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt, Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of Dominica, and Mrs. Skerritt, Honorable Dr. Vince Henderson, Minister for Foreign Affairs, International Business and Diaspora, Trade and Energy, Honorable Darren Pinard, Minister of State in the Ministry of Labor, Public Service Reform, Social Partnership, Entrepreneurship and Small Business Development with Responsibility for Entrepreneurship and Small Business Development, or the Honorable Ministers of Cabinet, Her Excellency Afinia Benjamin, Ambassador for Diaspora Affairs, Ms. Karen Prevost, Secretary to the Cabinet, Permanent Secretaries, Pastor Griffin Daniel, visiting Dominicans, distinguished guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good morning to you all. I am Rhoda Joseph, the Executive Director of Invest Dominica Authority. Invest Dominica Authority is the one-stop shop for all your investment needs in Dominica. We aim to help you make informed decisions and provide the necessary support for you to succeed. We are committed to facilitating investments and promoting growth in Dominica, and we believe that together we can create a brighter future for our Dominica. Dominica is the investment destination for now and the future. Our government has taken decisive actions to create an ideal investment environment. Our government have laid the foundation for achieving our vision of becoming the first climate resilient country by 2030, and paving the way for a fully digital economy in the same year. With our geothermal energy plant set to be commissioned by 2024, we will reduce our carbon footprint, lower energy costs for businesses, and drive growth across all sectors. Our international airport is already under construction and expected to be completed by 2026. As we strive to make agriculture a dominant sector again, with a contribution of at least $700 million by 2030, there are plenty of reasons to be excited about investing in Dominica. We would like to extend an invitation to you to explore the numerous investment opportunities available in the tourism sector, in the organic farming sector, light manufacturing, knowledge services, in the export of water, both bottled and bulk, and agro-processing. While I've highlighted these sectors, we are open to hearing about the other areas of investments that you may be interested in. We welcome all investment ideas, regardless of size or perceived significance, as long as they have the potential to create jobs, increase foreign exchange earning, and contribute to the overall sustainability of our Dominica. I wish to add that your investment can take many forms, including starting your own investments, entering a partnership or joint venture with other businesses, or investing your technical expertise and knowledge. The decision is yours. Our commitment is to help you bring your investment to fruition. As part of the government's commitment to your investment, we offer a generous slate of incentives, particularly tailored to your investment's need. These include the waiver of import duty and VAT, where applicable, on items required for the constructions and operations of your business, as well as the waiver of income tax on the profits generated from your business. I would now draw your attention to a very short videos that we have put together at Invest Dominica that highlights the inspiring stories of returning residents like yourself who have made the decision to invest in Dominica. By joining them, you too can be part of this transformational
Dominica,
journey. Let's make it happen for our future and our Dominica. I thank you.
Welcome to our Dominica, a land of breathtaking beauty, rich heritage, and boundless opportunities. Dominica lives in our hearts no matter where we are. It's the festivals, the music, the flavors, and the warmth of our people. These are the things we all love about Dominica. It's a feeling like no other when we reconnect with our roots.
I made the decision to move back to Dominica, the land of my childhood, about 25 years ago, and I tell you, it's been one of the most rewarding decisions that I've made. Certainly there's been obstacles and challenges. It's not easy per se, but the opportunities that are here are unique, and you probably won't find them anywhere else.
But today we're here to talk about the opportunities that await you. Have you seen Dominica's ecotourism destinations? The ecotourism sector is calling for your investment, and it echoes your love for Dominica.
I needed to be grounded. Dominica gave me that. I needed a better sense of belonging. Dominica gave me that. I discovered that I needed Dominica as much as Dominica needed me.
We Dominicans have a heritage of farming and organic practices deeply ingrained in our culture. Imagine partnering with local farmers. People like Terry are already making a difference.
From the time I arrived in Dominica to visit my grandparents, I felt truly at home. I've now lived here for 2 decades, and I've always found opportunities within the health and wellness sector. And then I was found by the bees, and I've become a beekeeper, and I'm also the owner of Be Natural, where we make natural skincare products. I don't think I would have found this opportunity anywhere else in the world.
Your aptitude for knowledge services can drive innovation, create opportunities, and elevate Dominica's global presence.
I believe in planting a seed. If we can show that the generation that we're working with are able to become successful in this space, that could influence future generations to follow in their footsteps, leading to a stronger workforce.
Just ask Avril Karam, one of the many diasporan professionals flourishing in knowledge-based roles. You're not just one of everybody. No matter who you are in Dominica, you have a certain value that you add. You know, people remember something about you, something about your dad, something about your mom. It's just the best place, I think, to elevate your sense of self. And in elevating your sense of self, you can elevate your career or your business. As Dominica strides towards sustainability, our renewable energy projects and sources are leading the way. Your investment in renewable energy initiatives can power Dominica's future while reaping rewards for you. It's all coming together. Your affinity and aptitude align perfectly with Dominica's key sectors and can help create Dominica for future generations. Dominica offers a range of investment incentives and opportunities.
There are so many opportunities that exist, and I would strongly encourage persons out there who are considering, you've got to make sure that you're organized and you have things in order, but this certainly is an opportunity that is not available in too many other places.
We invite you to be a part of this beautiful journey. Invest in Dominica today and be a part of a brighter tomorrow. For more information, visit our website or get in touch with the Invest Dominica Authority.
Thank you very much to Ms. Rhoda Joseph and the Invest Dominica Authority for this presentation. And we, in addition to what you have seen here, which is features some of our small business owners, medium-sized business owners. We know that small business drives the economy in Dominica, and over the last few weeks and days that you've been here, we hope that you have had an opportunity to support our small business sector, our many manufacturers, small manufacturers, producers, or restaurants, or bars, or hotels. And this morning, the Minister of State in the Ministry of Labor, Public Service Reform, Social Partnership, Entrepreneurship and Small Business Development, with specific responsibility for entrepreneurship and small business development, Honorable Darren Pinal, will now present remarks.
Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of Dominica, Honorable Dr. Vince Henderson, Minister of Foreign Affairs, International Business and the Diaspora, Trade and Energy, Her Excellency Athenia Benjamin, Ambassador for Diaspora Affairs, other honorable members of Cabinet, permanent secretaries, Ms. Karen Prevost, Secretary to the Cabinet, Ms. Rhoda Joseph, Executive Director of Invest Dominica, Pastor Griffin Daniel, visiting Dominicans, distinguished guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. A warm welcome to all our returning residents. Your presence here this morning confirms your continued interest in the well-being of our nation. You have not only expended your financial resources to come celebrate our independence with us, more importantly, this morning you are giving us your precious minutes. This shows that your true commitment to Dominica, and I am truly honored to be part of the ministerial team presenting to you these such patriot Dominicans. Over the past few years, the government has made a great effort to engage with the diaspora. We have organized various events, including the annual Forum for Returning Dominicans and outreach programs in the Caribbean, North America, and Europe. To support returning Dominicans, the government approved the Diaspora Manual in 2009, which provides guidelines and support to those who need it. In 2010, the government also approved a diaspora policy to facilitate the Dominican diaspora and create diaspora office to assist with the execution of the policy. This morning, I wish to emphasize that the diaspora is not viewed only as a source of remittances. Admittedly, the remittances you provide goes a long way in providing for the well-being of your loved ones back here. However, we also see the opportunity for you to contribute meaningfully to the overall development of our beloved country, whilst at the same time providing you with tangible opportunities and benefits. Many of you here in this this morning, and our diaspora in general, have surplus resources that is used to invest in stocks, retirement funds such as 401ks, real estate, and such in your host countries. However, one of the first rules of finance is the need to have a diversified portfolio. In 101 finance, coming from the old age, people will tell you do not put all your eggs in one basket. Well, this is essentially saying the same thing. So what we are saying is that it is recommended that you do not only invest in your host countries. We are inviting you to consider investing in other countries such as Dominica. For even the strongest economies like the US and the other developed economies, they are vulnerable to recessions, and as we have seen from time and time again. We all remember the 2008 to 2009 financial crisis where the stock market and the real estate crashed in the developed world. Nonetheless, here in Dominica, we didn't see any major losses in the value of our property. Whilst many of the international banks in the developed world went out of business, we didn't have any banks being closed in Dominica. So whilst we are not immune to the impact of global recessions and so on, we have seen that we can be a safe haven for investment during these difficult times. Many, if not all of you, would love to be able to return to Dominica, preferably sometime in the future, permanently. However, it would be best if when you return, you have a house here to come home to. We should note that here in Dominica, we do not have any significant or crippling property taxes that can essentially cause you to lose your property if you are not able to finance these taxes. Once you pay off your mortgages in Dominica, the home becomes yours. So it makes perfect sense for every one of you to have a property in Dominica, and whilst you are not here, you're able to lease or rent that property, still adding to your financial wealth. Dominica is also on the verge of big things, like we have never seen before. We are now undertaking some of the largest and most beneficial investments in the Caribbean. As we speak, we are in the process of constructing our international airport. Now, the airport will surely and significantly increase the number of visitors coming to our island. I've recently learned that approximately 50% of people looking for a place to visit will automatically rule out a country once they realize that they have to make even one stop. So just by creating direct flights into Dominica, it goes to reason that we can immediately double the number of visitors coming to Dominica. Now, with the increase in visitors, will come an overall increase in every other aspect of our sectors, all other sectors. Farmers will need to provide more food to supply the hotel, the restaurants. Fishermen will need to provide more fish to supply hotels and restaurants. Taxi operators will have more persons touring. Hotels, guest houses will maintain high occupancy rates. Vendors will see major increases in their sales. Construction will increase as we build additional stock of rooms to accommodate the increasing number of visitors. Every aspect of our economy will benefit from the completion of the international airport. The government has repeated its determination to increase agricultural output to $700 million by 2030. To achieve this target will require significant and sustained investment in the sector. Many of you in the diaspora have abandoned farms in Dominica. Now is a good time to consider whether it is time to get back into farming on a serious scale. Or maybe you do not have a farm in Dominica, but maybe you might want to consider buying land and starting a farm to support that initiative. In the near future, we will also be building a marina in Portsmouth. Now, for a marina to be successful, there needs to be a whole ecosystem of businesses supporting that marina, such as malls and shops and restaurants and bars. Users of the marina will require a range of services when they visit the island, such as boat cleaning and maintenance, water and food supplies, and entertainment. Now, this therefore presents an opportunity for those looking to start a business here to think of what kind of business you could get into that will support investments such as the marina and the other major government investments taking place. Now, what I have presented is only a couple examples of projects that our government is now undertaking or that we have plans to undertake in the short term. Now, there is much more that we can get into, but the primary focus of my presentation is not to list all our ongoing capital projects, but to firstly highlight the benefit of investing here in Dominica, and also to present you with a method to identify good investing opportunities. Firstly, recognize that Dominica presents a great opportunity to diversify your portfolio, and secondly, you need to assess the government's initiatives and projects and see what supporting investment opportunities might be presented from this. Aligning your investments with that of the government will significantly increase the probability of succeeding, whilst increasing the probability that these capital projects will be successful and fulfill their intended purposes. It is by building these mutually beneficial and symbiotic relationships with your homeland that we can all succeed and prosper. Now, I hope I have shown you that investing here in various businesses linked with our capital projects not only makes perfect financial sense, but it is also very patriotic. And thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Pinard. I know that many of you visit Dominica several times a year, but we know that for you and probably for some of us, Independence is probably the best time of year to visit. There is a lot going on, and we do have quite a beautiful display of Dominica's color, our culture, our food. And I do hope that while you have been here, for those of you who are visiting, that you would have had an opportunity to visit the Tea Village at the Botanic Gardens last week, and of course the World Creole Music Festival over the weekend, various fringe events that have been held, and cultural events around the island. I want to recognize this morning, while we speak of cultural events, our Miss Wop Duet 2023. Can you stand so everyone can see Miss Wop Duet? Thank you very much, and we do congratulate you on winning this title. At this time, we are going to have brief entertainment by the patriotic dancers. Are they ready for us? Okay. So we are going to call on the patriotic dancers as they present us with a cultural performance. Let's welcome them.
So the patriotic dancers coming up front now. Young men and young ladies dressed in their ship, the ladies in their ship with a forest green skirt over the petticoats.
See
Thank you very much to the patriotic dancers, and the patriotic dancers are from the cultural capital of Dominica in the South Grand Bay. I was actually told to say so by the next speaker. If you would like to see more of them, I would invite you to attend the Cultural Gala tomorrow at 3 p.m. at the Botanic Gardens, and you will witness the patriotic dancers and all the other cultural groups from around the island tomorrow at 3 p.m. after the National Day Parade. Okay, so thank you very much again, and let's give them another round of applause. And as you can see, culture is alive and well with our young people in Dominica, and we really do appreciate that. Also, Miss Wabduyet is Tanisha Balson from Fokani. So I got the name right now, Miss Tanisha Balson from Fokani. Now, the government of Dominica has, over the last few years, placed priority on diaspora affairs, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has been assigned a portfolio of diaspora affairs. And I would now invite the Minister for Foreign Affairs, Honorable Dr. Vince Henderson, to present his remarks.
Thank you very much, Ms. Karen Prevost, Secretary of the Cabinet. And I want to clear something out, because I see my colleagues are all looking at me funny. I did not ask for the patriotic dancers to perform. But I want to recognize them. Prime Minister, Honorable Roosevelt Scarrett, Minister Darren Pinard, other cabinet colleagues, parliamentary colleagues who are here, Ambassador Afinia, Her Excellency Afinia Benjamin, Pastor Daniel, a leader in the community, and my own personal religious leader, all our special invited guests, Ms. Rhoda Joseph, CEO of Invest Dominica. I do not want to in any way label those of you who are here and you will be taking a plane to go somewhere as visitors or visiting Dominicans. Every Dominican is a Dominican. So I want to say I'm very happy to see you. Permanent secretaries, financial secretary, other senior public officials who are here. I want to say a pleasant good morning to all of you. I know we struggle with how do we refer to you. At one point, I myself had a little discomfort with calling you diaspora, because every time people hear diaspora, they're just frightened. You know why? Yeah, you know why. That usually happens every 5 years. So I know I don't really like the reference of diaspora. And then I'm looking at the crowd here and I'm seeing, oh, my good friend, I see Frances Delson. Sorry, I should recognize you properly, Frances, as our Commissioner of Trade and Investment in Toronto. I want to say a special good morning to you. And I see your sister here, Lauren Delsol. And these people are not visiting. And I see my friend at the back there, Brigo, not visiting. He's always there. Luna, I don't know when you travel, when you're around, you're always there. So I really don't want to refer to you as anybody visiting, because that's your country and that's where you are. And I want to thank you for joining us this morning. Thank you. Because you continue to provide tremendous support to your country. Whether you're here, there's a fellow who's always here, I've seen him. He's always here and you can hear him also very vocally. Welcome, Mr. Paul. And you know, that you make it now for us a wonderful thing to invite you every year to meet, to discuss. Because you are not only people who are coming here to see what is still missing, but you are here who are making things happen for Dominica. So we thank you for your remittances. I don't know, that's how they used to call it now. Because when I was growing up, my uncle used to pay school for me. I don't know, never know his remittances, they're calling it. But, you know, we want to thank you for continuing to provide support to those of us who are always here, especially our children, those at school that you continue to provide for. You provide a very important service after we hit by a natural disaster. And I spent time with you in Toronto, friend, carrying boxes. Remember after Hurricane, tropical storm, after Hurricane Erika and then Hurricane Maria, moving stuff around, the way you were able to mobilize support for your country, not asking, you know, any question, but offering your help. And we continue to feel that connection. And this is why I want to say, and sorry, Prime Minister, you know, people wouldn't mind if I say that, I still cannot seem to understand why some people have any difficulties with you expressing one of the most fundamental rights of citizenship. Because you are truly what it is to be a citizen. And that is what we truly appreciate, and we always make the time to meet with you, to engage with you. But before I delve a little deeper into what I would like to share with you, I want to particularly take the opportunity to recognize the dancers from Grand Bay. And it's not only because they are my constituents, but because they represent Dominica well. They've made us proud. They were part of our delegation when Prime Minister Skerritt assumed the chair of CARICOM at the Heads of Government Conference in Port of Spain earlier this year, and they made us proud. So I want to thank Teacher Bella. I want to thank Abio, Carlton Merrifield. There are two Carltons in this, Carlton Merrifield and Carlton Henry, who sang the national anthem, and all the young people who continue to be part of the patriotic dancers. I want to thank you profusely on behalf of the ministry for making us continuing to represent Dominica well. And I urge you, those of you who normally have your events, to invite them. Invite them to participate, to perform. And not only for Dominican-only events, but events that could allow us to display our culture to others. And we need to work on that. The ministry stands ready to work with you and to be part of that. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs, with the responsibility of Diaspora Affairs, we have continued to make efforts to enhance the connection between you and your government. And this is why I am grateful for the leadership of the Prime Minister and the presence of my cabinet colleagues and senior public officers, permanent secretaries, financial secretary, secretary to the cabinet, who are here today, which will allow us for an opportunity to interact with you. We are seeking to change the format of how we do this. Rather than sitting and taking questions and giving answers, we are creating an opportunity and atmosphere where once we are done with the formal discussions, you can have one-on-one discussions. We find this could be more productive because you would be able to raise the things that matter to you rather than being subjected to hearing people raise things that you have no interest in. So we hope that you will allow us to do that once the formal segment of the program is over. So the ministry responsible for Diaspora Affairs, we've lived true to the promise that Prime Minister made last year. We have appointed a new ambassador responsible for Diaspora Affairs, and I think you all know, Afinia Benjamin. She is, well, she used to be what they used to call diaspora at one point. But she's here, and she represents the government on matters to do with Diaspora Affairs. She has worked over the last several months assiduously to put together the diaspora policy together with the Office of Migration, IOM, from the United Nations, have provided support to us by way of consultants so that we will be able to finally adopt a diaspora policy that reflects our own wishes, aspirations, and what we would like to see for our people who sometimes are away from Dominica. We continue to ensure that we remain in contact with you, and over the coming months, we will be, in the beginning of the year, I know it is cold for most of you, where you're going back, but we want to engage with you so that we can have the kind of interaction. And we also will begin the appointment of honorary consuls, Dominicans, distinguished Dominicans, in various localities, especially in the United States, in North America, those within the Caribbean region, where we have large collections of Dominicans, that we will be appointing honorary consuls to represent your interests and to respond to matters that are of concern to you. We know that over the years, we've had several volunteers performing those roles, and we are seeking to formalize them to ensure that you can have a greater point of contact where you are located at any given time. We know that it's always a challenge, but clearly with our limited resources, we are not able to cover everywhere. But we will be focusing on the areas where there are large collections of Dominicans. So we will continue working on that. This year, we have invited you to discuss under the theme, tourism and investment. And in a way, boy, it's a nice time to be a Dominican who is not living in Dominica all the time, Because I know you remember the days when you reach Antigua and the sun set, you couldn't come Dominica. Remember that? And I know you remember the days when, as if you used to feel a little shame when to tell people where you're from, because Dominica was still considered Las Cacarat. But now you know that we have gotten to a place over the last 2 decades where the Dominica Labour Party has reshaped the Dominica that we enjoy today. You can come home and come home in comfort, come home with pride, a pride that, of course, we've always had that connection and that pride to be home and to celebrate. But we can come home with our heads up high. We have our Windsor Park Stadium, for one, that we now can boast about. We have the infrastructure, our roads. We are now building our international airport, which is a big one. And on that one, I want to pause a bit, because we need to ensure, as a country, that Dominicans will participate in this national project in a way that will help to transform Dominica. So those of you whom we have assisted, and I say that in a nice way, that we have assisted to go overseas to study and you didn't come back. It's an opportunity for you now to see new opportunities within the aviation industry and to do like my good friend Samuel Johnson and to provide your services as a consultant, as he is the one who is leading the process in the construction of our new international airport. There are tremendous opportunities connected to the construction of that international airport, but the operations. It will open the doors for opportunities in trade, in other areas of investment. And while we continue to struggle, as we have over the last 20 years, to develop cheaper, cleaner energy, again, that is another opportunity for you to come back home. I know that there are several Dominicans overseas who have been trained in geothermal energy and in energy management generally. This is an opportunity for you. There is no reason for us to have any foreigners running our geothermal company, as we now have a local running our Dominica Electricity Services Company. It is an opportunity for you to come back home. And while I am on that, I want to thank Fred John, is another son of the soil who came back home. The man came home to build his house to enjoy his time when he come over, and I invited him to serve, and he's stuck here for the last 5 years. And he's happy. So I want to thank Fred John for that, and I'm hoping that more of you can do that. And those who are listening to us, that they too will be inspired to come back home to take over some important sectors of our development. Now, related to that, one, we have greater airlift, which will help us in our marketing, as Minister Pinat said, of the destination. We've seen new investments in tourism. There are tremendous, exciting things happening in the tourism sector. And that is something that we need to embrace. It is an opportunity for us now to invest in Dominica. And I want to spend just a couple minutes on that. Because there are opportunities in the accommodation or hospitality sector. We've seen, and you saw, of course, our good friend at Jungle Bay. You've seen what he's created. And even, well, I can do some promotion for Mr. Johnson as well. He has his own facility. That is an opportunity for you to invest. We should not wait for international flagship hotels to come and make investments so that they would be the ones benefiting. It's an opportunity for you to benefit. And perhaps it's not only individually, but collectively. A group of you can put together, can get people who are willing to move with you and to invest in hotels, in restaurants, in other services related to the tourism sector, because Dominica tourism sector is going to explode in the next 5 years. We are going big. We are already one of the premier destinations for diving and the best place to go and watch whales. We know that. We have the resident sperm whales, right, Minister Defoe? I have it right? And that is an exciting thing you can tell people about. When you go and the people ask you about Dominica, tell them that. So before you go, get a little more information. And the Prime Minister has declared that we are going to create a special whale sanctuary, which is a big and exciting thing, which will allow us to, again, attract more visitors using our natural resources. There are a lot of exciting opportunities. So come invest. We don't have to wait for non-Dominicans or foreigners to do that. And we are grateful for those who become Dominicans otherwise. But we really would like you to take advantage of these opportunities and to invest in all these areas. Now, Dexia is here with us, the Dominica Export-Import Agency. They're here with us. And especially those of you who are closer well, within the region. Let's say those of you within the Caribbean region. We would like to invite you to meet with us because we are, and as we have been in the last few months, pursuing the establishment of special relationships with Dominicans who are in the business of selling produce. We know there are several Dominicans throughout the Northern Caribbean, in particular St. Kitts. We recently visited there and visited a few of them in Antigua and Barbuda. We know in St. Martin is a very common place. And we in Totola, the British Virgin Islands, huge markets. And we are entering into relationships with private individuals. And we would prefer them to be Dominicans, where we will be entering into a relationship to provide agricultural produce on terms and conditions that will allow for a more reliable supply of Dominican products in those markets. And that is something that we also would like to meet with you. And as I said, we have representatives here from Dexia who would like to engage with you. If you have any interest in entering into such a relationship or exploring it, we would be happy to meet with you after the formal segment of this program. So, Dominicans, this is our opportunity, and we should not miss out on this opportunity. Let us look for opportunities for investment, and oh yeah, some of you want to build their houses. I just remember that. The Minister of Housing is there, and I hope you listened to her last budget when she spoke of the exciting opportunities in housing. But I also wish to urge you that I've listened to a few of you, and you've complained about how difficult it is to build a house in Dominica. And you said that sometimes it is extremely difficult. Let's leave it as that. I won't say more. But what I think that could help to resolve that is what Minister Skerritt shared with us in the Parliament, that we could start creating new communities. You can come together and you can bring your own investment, pool your investment. I remember Duca tried it in Dubla some decades ago and still have some property somewhere in Dubla. But you can pool your resources, make the investments, build the units, and let people buy them. Because one thing you don't like is when you're not around and you send your money down, you don't know what happened into it. And you're not sure if that is what you paid for. You know, I've heard stories of people build their houses twice. Because they send the money, all the money finished, house don't finish, you have to send money again. So this may be an opportunity and something to consider and explore. And again, the Minister of Housing is here, Honorable Skerritt, she's here, and it's an opportunity to have some discussions because we believe that with your investments, we would be able to provide more opportunities for Dominicans to have homes in Dominica and create more opportunities, of course, paying for maintenance, paying utilities, and ensuring that money continues to flow in the economy so that more of our people can have jobs. So thank you, and I hope you will engage with us. Oh, and Pastor, I want to tell you thank you as well for acknowledging the performers. I was a bit uncomfortable in your presence whether I should dance or clap, but you have endorsed it. So I know you are a lover of the culture, and it's okay for me to, do a little ballet. But thank you very much, all of you, for being here, for participating and being part of our discussion. And let us engage after the formal statements, addresses, presentations, and to meet with the small business owners who are here celebrating with us and who are part of this discussion. We have the customs. I see several customs officers. I know people that, yeah, we don't really like them, no? But they are here. If you have questions, we have immigration, we have customs. If you have questions, please feel free to ask the questions, and they will be very happy to respond. The Dominica Social Security, they will encourage you to make your voluntary contribution so that you can have money at home. And as your Social Security in a certain developed country in the world is always under threat, and your Congress cannot always approve things, we are always approving things in Dominica. So put your money in Dominica, you will be okay, your money will be safe, so talk to Social Security. We have opportunities for investment in agriculture, and you will hear a little about it. Agriculture is another great opportunity for you to consider your investment and to modernize agriculture. So when you come to invest in agriculture, don't come with cutlass and liquor hoe and thing. Talking about equipment, send you a nice tiller and all of these things, and set up your greenhouse and hydroponics and all of those nice technologies that can give us greater efficiency, more reliability of supply and quality. So it is an opportunity to bring those things at home. Bring them home. Talk to people who are interested. Talk to your friends who maybe they're not here today, but talk to them. So there are great opportunities. Please engage with us. The National Bank of Dominica also welcomes your savings. I know they have lots of it. And thanks to you and in the credit unions, because I was always trying to calculate how comes Granby Credit Union had so much money. But I just realized a lot of people, they're sending money down. So keep sending the money down so we can take loans and we can keep building the country and create more opportunities. So we look forward to interacting with you. This is not the end, but thank you. Thank you very much for your time. Thanks for listening.
Thank you very much, Honorable Henderson. And you have heard the former speakers, all of the speakers have spoken about the significant progress and that we've made in Dominica in various sectors over the years, and I'm sure that in your visits here, you have witnessed the strides that we've been making. All of this under the firm and steady leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. And at this time, I am honored to invite him to present the feature address.
Thank you very much. Where's Terry? Terry. All right. So I bought this from Walgreens in the United States. I also bought this from Walgreens in the United States. But this is made in Dominica. And so I am no longer going to buy anything except those lip balm made from beeswax, and infused with ginger and different flavors, all local stuff. And she also has deodorant and other facial products and so on. So we have a very profound entrepreneurship spirit and industry in Dominica, making so many things. I want to, first of all, recognize Honorable Dr. Vince Henderson, Honorable Darren Pinard, my other cabinet colleagues who are here, Ambassador Afinia Benjamin, Ms. Karen Prevost, and other public servants, Pastor Daniel who prayed for us. Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, good morning to you. And just to say that those of you who happen to have missed the best performance during the festival, more than likely I will be in Madison Square Garden very soon, so look out for me, But let me wish all of you a welcome home to your country, the place of your birth, the Commonwealth of Dominica. And thank you for accepting our invitation and taking time off your vacation to be here with us this morning. We truly appreciate it. I also take this opportunity to wish all of you a happy 45th anniversary of independence. Thank you. I am pleased to meet with you in this forum where we can exchange ideas in the true spirit of nation building and love for country. The Dominica Labour Party government has always recognized and valued your contribution to our nation. Your ideas, investments, remittances are all key components of our national development. And we do not take this for granted. In fact, this forum is designed with the express purpose of hearing your recommendations and deciding together on our best prospects for social and economic advancement. Dominica is ours to build, ours to protect, and certainly we all have a responsibility to ensure it continues to thrive despite the many challenges we may face as a small, vulnerable state. This past week, you were reminded of the richness of our culture and vibrancy of your people and your homeland. I firmly believe that there is no other country, and we say so with no fear of contradiction, there is no other country that celebrates independence like Dominica. The Dominican experience is so full, so dynamic. Our traditions and customs so authentic. That patriotic fervor burns most brightly within us during the months of October and November. There is no better time than independence to appreciate all that Dominica has to offer and the reasons why we should do all within our power to lift our country up rather than tearing her down. The realities of our time demand that this patriotism and love for country must be sustained throughout the year. We must maintain this abiding love for the country of our birth if we want to see her succeed. And this love must be backed up by both our talk and our actions. Occasionally, once yearly devotion will not suffice. It's going to require our continuous promotion and defense of our country, Dominica. Because we have always been called to stand in defense of our homeland. Many of you are American citizens, and when you took your oath of allegiance to your new country, America, it calls you to take arms in defense of your country, of America. That's what the oath of allegiance says, that you shall take arms in defense of our country. And so we don't need to take arms in Dominica because we never fight any wars. But let us use our talent, our God-given voices in promotion and defense of our country, Dominica. We must always try to shield her from calculated attacks and give support when and where we can to ensure her growth. Because I must say it feels sometimes that there is a deliberate, sustained attempt by some Dominicans living both here and overseas to undermine and dim the light of our country. Some citizens incessantly, instead of offering viable, workable solutions to the common challenges we all face, challenges which are faced the world over, some fail to recognize that for Dominica to grow, in order for us to sustain the gains we have made, it must be a collective effort, with each individual pulling their weight and acting in the best interest of our country. That is one of the things that has made America great. America was once a colony. But you will never find Americans speaking ill of their country with anybody else. They will fight the political battles, but once they step out of America or they're in the country, you will not get them to tear down their country. They always stand in promoting their country. And as much as some of them hated Trump, they would have not tolerated anybody speaking ill of their president outside of the country. So, my dear friends, I am sure that even while you indulge in your callaloo and crabacks and dance and frolic at the Tea Village Creole and the World Cup Music Festival, you pause often to consider whether all the negativity you have been fed via the media about Dominica in recent years is true. If you follow social media, you will feel that Dominica is a place you should not visit at all. But when sometimes even people criticize Dominica, not having visited in some time, when they come back, they see the act of contrition because they're seeing a completely different Dominica than that which some are painting it to be. Surely we are not immune to the effects of world events. And you are all too familiar with the devastating impacts of severe weather that we contend with far too often. It is true that public finances have taken a hit during the COVID-19 pandemic, trough systems, and world market forces beyond our control. But is Dominica really this unfortunate place that is portrayed by some? Or are we in fact a resilient people with an incomparable fighting spirit? A people who have experienced a series of shocks in the past 10 years, but emerged every time stronger and more determined to triumph over adversity. This is the Dominica that we know. And we extended support sorry about this. And my dear friends, look around you. Some may turn up their noses when I say this, but we boast of one of the best road networks in the Caribbean. And we continue to make improvements all the time. The Layo to York Valley Bridge route is recently completed, and we're making steady progress on the East Coast Road project. If you drive through the East Coast, it is costing the government over $127 million to build that road. $127 million. And so we are very grateful for this. And in the next few weeks, the government shall conclude a loan with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for the complete enhancement of the city of Roseau. So all of the streets and drains will be constructed. And both the Minister of Finance and the Finance Secretary will be part of a delegation to Saudi Arabia later this month to conclude the negotiations on this loan to reconstruct and enhance the city of Roseau. We boast of the best housing stock in our region, with thousands of Dominicans living in clean, quality homes built with funds from the Citizenship by Investment program. The success we have had in improving safe homes to our citizens simply cannot be questioned. In the past 3 years, one of the most difficult periods we faced, we kept all public officers in jobs. And just in the past month, increased the salaries of close to 3,000 public officers by as much as 13%, following a reclassification exercise. And we extended support to the private sector, small, medium, and large business owners, to meet their salary commitments, keep staff employed, and sustain and expand their businesses. We're expanding the economic base of this country through investments in agriculture and tourism. Our accommodation sector is poised for major growth as new hotels near completion. A cable car in the Rosa Valley to take you up to the Boiling Lake is under construction. We are making strides towards the construction of our geothermal plant, which will help reduce the cost of energy to consumers in Dominica and spur economic activity and investments in Dominica. And the international airport is progressing steadily. And I want to say to you, by the grace of God, our airport shall be built for our people in Dominica. And you know, there are some who said that this airport will never come. It will never be built. Now that the airport is under construction, they say that it will never be completed. But only God will determine whether it will be completed. And I can tell you, God has never failed Dominica. And we are confident that in this time around, He will maintain His faith and abide in love for our country. And you will fly very soon, direct from London and direct from North America into your international airport. But I may ask you, where do you fit in this effort to bring greater prosperity to our country? And what is in it for you, you may ask? The answer is there is ample opportunity for you to contribute to Dominica's development. You can play a role in the promotion of trade and investment and creation of businesses, as well as the transfer of knowledge and skills you have acquired over the years. I want to be upfront with you. Government cannot do it all by itself. We will need the support and expertise of the Dominican diaspora to help guide our efforts, as well as your willingness to make strategic investments in key areas of the economy. Take, for example, the varied opportunities which are expected to open up with the construction of the international airport. Direct flights from key target markets in North America and Europe will translate into an increased number of visitors, expansion of the island's tourism economy, growth in agriculture, and exciting openings for new creative ventures. We're talking about vending, tour guide services, rental and taxi services, luggage handling and delivery, restaurant and bar services, guest houses, hotels, and of course, the other investments that are possible. So there are exciting opportunities for you to play your part as Dominicans living overseas. And not to mention the employment opportunities in air traffic control, equipment maintenance, emergency services, customs, immigration, as well as the spillover effects into all sectors of the economy due to the sustained commercial activity. It might also interest you to note, my dear friend, that in housing, we are willing to make lands available at concessionary rates for the development of condos and other high-end homes, or for startup businesses to help create employment and drive growth in the local economy. Before the end of this year, the Minister for Housing is expected to launch such a program, and she will be able to share with you more details on this. But as I say to you, part of the suite of assistance we will provide is assisting you with your architectural designs, for example. And we have been in discussions with the NCCU, the National Cooperative Credit Union, and they are prepared to partner with the government and to provide lower interest rates for persons who will fall under that particular program. So there is opportunity for access to land and access to financing. Obviously, your payments will come from overseas and put monies in ethnic banks. In agriculture, we have expressed our goal for agriculture to contribute $700 million to our GDP by 2030 to ensure food security here in Dominica and the region. Are you willing to invest in this viable sector and get in early to help build food systems that can withstand the negative impacts of climate change? The Invest Dominica Authority, the Office of the Prime Minister, and other relevant agencies can facilitate you in accessing arable lands and go through the necessary processes to get your agri or agro-processing enterprise started. And I want to share with you, as a segue to my comments, I met a young lady last week in my office, a young lady living out of Dominica. And she came to say to me that she wants to invest more in Dominica. And she said to me she built a house in an apartment in Castle Comfort, and she offers it as Airbnb, and she says that she's always full. And she built a new structure in the city of Roseau about a year and a half ago, and that is fully occupied, having been leased out to private sector entities. And she has bought a property in Picard, and she's looking to build some guest houses to offer the services. And she said she bought one lot in Castle Comfort, and the people who were selling called her again and said, we have more lots to sell. And she bought another one, and they called another time, and she ended up buying 6 separate lots in Castle Comfort, and she's looking to develop these properties. And all of these monies that she used to procure and to purchase this and to build these properties were monies that she brought into Dominica as foreign direct investment. And I'm saying this to many of you I see here in this room have also invested heavily in the country. I say this to share this with you and the Dominicans listening, because there is an attitude by some in our country to treat you as Dominicans living overseas as less of citizens. You left Dominica for various reasons, but many of you come to Dominica and you spend more in Dominica than many of us who live in Dominica. And so we cannot see you as a second-class citizen to our country. You are an equal partner in our economic and social development. I must also tell you we have the DSS here, and they'll be able to share with you that if you pay them a little something every month, that when you come back home, you might be able to get a little something back. So you may want to speak to them at the back, so they can give you more details and explain to you how this works. Okay? Though you'll be getting your, is it called 401k, you call it, right, in America? Okay. I also wish to admonish those of you to which this may apply, and others who may be listening, to never turn your back on your loved ones who live here in Dominica. The state has accepted its responsibility to care for the vulnerable, and you have seen this in action through the History Care program, the non-contributory pension for persons 65 and older, and our housing program. But we've encountered situations where it is clear that a family member, often resident overseas, can do more to assist an elderly relative here in Dominica. Even at the Dominica Infirmary and the Grotto Home for the Homeless, many of us can assist in small ways, in cash or kind, to secure the comfort of our parents, aunts, uncles, and other relatives left behind at these institutions. I want us to consider these things, for it is right in the sight of the Lord to take care of those who are less fortunate and in need, especially when they're family members. I want to say to us, my dear friends, let us continue to be positive about our country. Things are not perfect there. There's no way in the world where it is perfect. We can dream of utopian society, but this will never exist on earth. The only place we are told that utopian circumstances exist is in heaven. But as long as you are alive, you'll always be subjected to challenges. Always be subject to challenges. The question is, what do you do when you're subject to challenges? We must continue to have the spirit and temperament of Job and withstand any temptation to give up on our faith and our confidence that the Lord knows our tomorrow and He will decide what happens to us tomorrow. But we have to keep the faith. And so I'm so happy to see all of you here and to thank you for your service to Dominica, your contributions to Dominica. By you just coming to Dominica, coming here and spending. And I don't look, NBD is there. Don't tell me the NBD ATM not working and you can withdraw the money from your debit card and so on. You can go inside and we can get your money out of there and so on, you know. But we welcome you here and really appreciate your efforts. We'll continue to do what we have to do to build this nation and to create a better opportunities for all of us. But we appreciate you, we thank you, and we do wish you again happy independence. And thank you for taking the time off from your holidays to be here with us today. God bless you. God bless our country. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Prime Minister, and thank you very much to the other ministers, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Minister of State in the Ministry of Small Business for your remarks. For those of you who will remain in Dominica beyond this week, and I hope it's beyond this week, we invite you to join us at the following activities. Tomorrow, Friday, November 3rd, we will be at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium for the National Day Observance Ceremony from 10 a.m. So I expect to see all of us there, unless you have a flight early tomorrow morning, but that can always be postponed. So 10 a.m. tomorrow, Windsor Park Sports Stadium, National Day Observance Ceremony. And as I said earlier, the Cultural Gala will be hosted at 3 p.m. at the Botanic Gardens. I also invite you, while you are here, to join in the Community Day of Service activities on November 4th. That's on Saturday around the island. And if you are still here, hopefully you are still Heritage Day will be hosted in the community of Woodford Hill on Sunday, November 5th from 10 a.m. So that's Heritage Day in Woodford Hill on Sunday, November 5th at 10 a.m. And also, well, that continues throughout the day. There's a service in the morning, there's an exhibition, and there's a gala that starts at 3 p.m. And as Dominicans like to say, 3 p.m. until. In Biosh, also on Sunday, the community of Biosh will be hosting an Eat Fish Day. We know you are accustomed to little salmon and tilapia and all these fancy things, but there'll be lots of fish in Biosh on Sunday, so we also invite you to visit there. And of course, there are a number of other activities that are being hosted around the island. This year, while we speak of the National Day Observance Ceremony, I do want to observe Miss Lisa White. I do not know who she is, but I can tell you just from looking at the crowd, I can identify her today. And she will be one of our awardees. She will be receiving a Meritorious Service Award at the National Day Observance Ceremony tomorrow. So we do want to recognize the contribution of all of the members of the diaspora, but I wanted to recognize Ms. Lisa White this morning. This year, we would like to give you more opportunity to interact personally with the members of Cabinet, the senior public officials, the institutions and small businesses who are represented today. So we invite you to partake in some light refreshments and meet with those that you wish to speak with today. Just a reminder that we have the National Bank of Dominica, we have the Aid Bank, we have the Invest Dominica Authority, the Dominica Social Security, the Dominica Export and Import Agency, Dexia, and we also have a number of small businesses outside. I believe I saw Trey Chic and Bees Natural that the Prime Minister spoke about, and there may be a few others. We do hope that you can patronize them while you are here. We also have Customs and Immigration, I believe, who are with us as well. We have officials from a number of ministries. And of course, we have all of Cabinet fully represented here today. So we know that you have had an opportunity, perhaps online, over the last few weeks to interact. I know a number of you, I remember some of you from the diaspora forums that we've hosted from the electoral reform, but today you are here in person, so we invite you to seek out and speak to the ministers who are here this morning. Let me take this opportunity to thank those of you who came in person, who have joined us this morning, and those of you who, as always, joined us online via various forms of social media, via the radio, and let me thank all Dominicans here and abroad, visiting and local, for being part of this ceremony today. Thank you very much.
Well, we have just seen the conclusion of the Government of Dominica Diaspora Forum of 2023, which is held at the State House Conference Room today, the 2nd of November. And we are now seeing the interaction between officials and ministers of government, and with that of the people of the diaspora. And I'm going to make it my business to speak to a few people who are here to get their views and to understand, as Dominicans, some of the reasons why they are here. We know earlier on that we heard that there's quite a number of institutions here, the National Bank, the Dominica Social Security, DGA, are all here, the Custom and Exile, and also that of the police department, more or less the immigration department, where people can go and interact and ask questions as to some of the things that they would like to be cleared on. And this morning, quite a full house here. A number of Dominicans living in various parts of the world are here, and they will be, as I said, interacting with senior officers of government and that of ministers of government, and making my way through to see who I can actually have conversation with this morning. Dominicans, they're all looking excited to be here. I'm going to speak to Lisa, and she's going to be speaking to one media house, and when she's through, I will definitely get her. I'm seeing a former Calypsonian. Good morning to you, sir.
I'm all right. I'm all right.
Tell us who you are. I don't want to say to the general public who you are. I know who you are, but tell us who you are.
All right, Tony Martin, also known as Majestic.
Right, Majestic from La Pointe.
Yeah.
Right.
Visiting again, and it's always a pleasure being home, especially around Independence time and Carnival time.
I'm sure that you're able to tell us some of the differences that you have been able to see from the last time that you're here.
Well, the road projects, obviously, a lot smoother ride. The greenery is also in abundance. Agricultural products we can find a lot of in the markets, and the cultural events that we've gone to, the World Creole Music Festival was a splash, and everything else is. It's always good being in Dominica, man.
I'm happy that you are here to celebrate with us our 45th anniversary.
Absolutely, and happy Independence Day to you too, 45th anniversary. I was 15 when Dominica gained independence.
Definitely, you tell us how old you are now, but you're happy to be a Dominican and happy to be here today.
Absolutely, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you too. Enjoy your day.
Well, here it is that quite a number of Dominicans. I see someone that I would also like to speak with. I'm going to see if I can get hold of him. Earlier on, I saw him around. I think his name is Vincent John. He was just wrong, and trying to look for him, a Dominican who lives in England. But before that, I think I want to speak to Roslyn. Good morning to you, Roslyn, a constant listener of TBS Radio. Good morning to you, Roslyn.
Hello, good morning. Good morning, Mr. Joseph. It's my pleasure to be here. I'm so elated. I'm just signing my book to Mr. Skerritt, PM Skerritt. I can't get the right words. I'm just in awe right now. He's actually going to he has both my books, book 1 and book 2 of Oceans of Thoughts, and I'm just handing him book 3. So he has a complete series. I'm so happy to be here today.
I'm sure you can give us an understanding as to what the Ocean of Thoughts are like.
Yeah, Oceans of Thoughts are actually my autobiography, but it's written through poetry, and it relates to life experiences that relate to everyone as well. I also address social issues in my work, so the whole form of Oceans of Thoughts is poetry, special poetry that relates to everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Joseph. Good meeting you. Good seeing you. Oh my God, it's really, really nice to be there today.
Thank you, and it's good to really see you too. She's someone who listens to DBS Radio every day, and she gives her thoughts and ideas as to what she thinks about the media in Dominica. So whenever I speak to her, online, that she's always very much warm to help us to move forward as the people. I see a guy, we went to school together. Good morning to you, Jerry.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm doing fine. You're here for independence, celebrating our 45th. Tell me what it's like.
Well, look, moving around, it's a lot of development on the island, and everybody seems to be just going with the flow.
What do you mean when everyone is just going with the flow?
Well, it's a celebration, and everybody's participating in the celebration. That's pretty much it.
So far, are you enjoying what you have seen and what you have heard?
Yes, I am. Yes, very much so. Yes.
Thanks very much, Jerry.
All right, no problem.
As I said, that a number of Dominicans are just interacting with the various ministers, senior officials of government. We are seeing the Prime Minister now having a conversation with a few other people. I'm going to make it my business to see how much I can get from a number of other Dominicans who are here. You can see that they're all speaking with senior officials of the government, and so I would not want to really just barge in and invade. But I'm seeing a very good friend of mine, Mark Frampton, always in Dominica. Good morning to you, Mark.
Fine. What's up?
I'm doing great, sir.
All is well?
Bonjour. Enjoying your 45th?
As usual. Loving Dominica more than ever.
I have seen quite a number of people from Martinique who are actually here for the World Creole Music Festival, and they are still here. It means that your job is getting easier every year?
My job. No, it means that I'm doing a lot of work. Yeah. But it's great to see that we have more and more Martinicans and Guadeloupeans coming to Dominica. So we're trying to get them interested, more and more interested, and I'm trying to see how we can get them to even invest here. Because when they come here, they can see the potential of the place.
No, I would like you to tell us, some of the works that you have found yourself doing to really have these people really coming to Dominica, not only during the festival, but outside of the festival.
Well, one of the main objectives, as you know, I'm honorary council in Martinique, so one of the main objectives is to promote Dominica continuously at all events in Martinique, including official events, and to try to get them to understand that we need to strengthen our ties, the ties that we've had in the past that are historical, and so those ties can be translated into some form of investment, be it financial or even physical in Dominica. And so those are the things that are happening. We're trying to get them to come here. Of course, I want to say sometimes that we want to do that on a selective basis so that we can get persons who are really going to get involved in what is happening in Dominica and the development of the country on a whole.
Just want to say thank you very much, Mark.
Yeah, well, we practically grew up together, so.
Right. We have known each other for many years.
Exactly.
Yeah, all right. So continue supporting Dominica and continue staying strong.
Sure. Take care.
All right. Well, I'm just trying to move around again. I've seen someone that I know for a very long time, two people I've known for a very long time. One I know is a Benjamin, and the other one I'm always trying to remember his name. Roosevelt. Good morning to you, Roosevelt.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you enjoying your 45th?
Oh, pretty good, pretty good, pretty good.
You have been here since when?
Since last week, Monday.
All right, so what do you see that is different from the last time that you were here?
Well, I would tell you, I've been here every year I'm here. And there's a lot of different, the roads, the food, everything is good. The Prime Minister and then the government is doing a wonderful job.
All right, let me just say hi to Miss Benjamin. Good morning to you, Miss Benjamin.
How are you?
All right, I know that every time I see you, I'm happy because I remembered as a boy growing up and you as a young girl growing up of an incident in Fort Young. Every time I see you, I always remember that. But that is, yes, I will. Yeah, so I just want to say to you that I'm happy to see you. And I want you to tell us, how do you feel now that you are here at the age of Dominica's 45 or 45th anniversary?
Well, first of all, I'm always happy to be here because Dominica is my home, right? New York may be my home, but Dominica is my real home. So Dominica for me is medication. I have a plethora of reasons to be here. My mom, my siblings, my friends, the whole damn Dominica. Because when I come here to enjoy myself. I enjoy every little thing about Dominica. I enjoy walking around. I enjoy going to the market. I enjoy the beaches. I enjoy the rivers, the waterfalls, the food, the love. That's what I come here for.
And I can imagine, some of the love that some people, when they see you, they say, I remember your mother, she taught me at school, those kind of memories. What does that do to you?
It warms my heart because apparently she touched so many people's hearts, so many. She's godmother to, a whole slew. She's been a teacher, she's been a principal, and she gave lessons to so many who have made it. And people do come back wherever they come from, let's say it's England or Canada, America, and they do come home to see their teacher, to give her all the love, and that is heartwarming to me. Dominicans are very heartwarming people. They really, really are. So even if I may not know them, the mere fact that they come to give love to my mother, that means a whole lot to me and my family.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a wonderful day.
Continue enjoying 45.
I'm sorry?
Continue enjoying 45.
I will always. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, as we continue trying to meet some of the Dominicans who are here, as I said earlier on, that they're doing quite a lot of interaction with various people, various senior officers, I want to tell us how are you?
I'm fine. I'm happy to be in Dominica.
And you are?
Mabel Charles from Bagatelle. I grown up in Kennedy Avenue.
The Charleses down by Wallix?
Yes, that's my dad.
How could I ever forget you?
You work in DBS.
Correct.
Now, we had a song as a group from Baffoin Point group in Bagatelle, Fontainebleau, that we made in the 1970s, I think 78 or 77, I can't remember. It was called Domnice, and nous venons tout ensemble.
That music, that music is still being played on DBS.
Well, I wish I get a copy of that.
All right, I'm going to try my best to get to DBS. We're going to try our best to get that recorded for you.
Right.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks very much, and I'm happy to be here.
Thank you very much. And you heard way back in 1977, 78, that her group, was able to actually have a few, a song that was able to really resonate to the minds of many Dominicans. All right, I won't pass you straight for sure. Good morning to you, sir.
How are you doing, Mr. Cecil?
Well, I'm doing fine. You are here today enjoying Dominica.
Yes, beautiful work, beautiful work. Great things, man. Great things going on in Dominica, Cecil.
I know that you're from the East, and being from the East, you have seen some of the works that you heard the Honorable Prime Minister made mention of. Tell me how you see the East now as we speak.
Well, really and truly, Cecil, the East is doing very well, but we have some issue on the East, especially the Sari Bridge. I don't know, like recently we had an incident where a piece of the bridge gone, But I spoke to the PM, and then the PAL rep have everything under control, and the PM have everything under control. So hopefully something will be done very soon. Knowing this government, knowing our Prime Minister, something will be done for the Sari Bridge very soon, Cecil.
And tell me how you're enjoying our 45.
Oh, great. I say I want to be there every year now. You know.
And another one said that she is going to be here every year because they're really excited. They're really excited about being in Dominica. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. How you doing, man?
I'm doing fine. I'm seeing you by the count of Social Security. Are you one of the persons going to request a Social Security to help you when you reach retirement age?
Most likely, yes. I'm going to see what they have to offer, how you as a returning Dominican or still living on the outside, how can you contribute to what you had before? You know, so I know I had before. I want to see if I can continue contributing into it.
And tell me how you feel now being in Dominica, celebrating 45 years.
Oh, man, lovely, man. It's like my 4th time for the year.
4th time for the year?
Yeah. Dominica is home, no matter where I live.
I'm happy to hear that, you know.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, man. Nice.
Heard that. It's for his 4th time in Dominica for the year. That is, for me, important, you know, that Dominicans who are out there can see the importance of returning home ever so often whenever the time is given to them. And today we have seen a full house at the State House building where a number of Dominicans have been here really interacting with senior officers, senior members of government, and I'm going in where quite a number of other Dominicans are, a large number of them. I saw a guy that I wanted to speak to a long time ago, Vincent. Is that Vincent John?
It is Vincent John, yes, hello.
And I'm sure that he doesn't remember who he's speaking to him.
I do recognize the voice, but the face looks younger.
This is Cecil Joseph.
I know.
Vincent, fine. Vincent, I realize that you're here not so very often. Tell me how you are celebrating the 45.
Well, I made a decision this year to actually come to Dominica for 3 weeks at least. I took in all the World Creole Music Festival activities. I actually joined the Lapa Cab on the streets of Roseau. Had my breakfast at the Bayfront, at the Boulevard as usual. And the intention is to really visit family and friends and meet people whilst I'm here. And look towards the future really, both in Dominica and England.
So what do you make of Dominica at this time, knowing that you have been out for some time and now you're back?
Well, actually I was here last year.
Oh, you were here last year?
I made 2 visits here last year. One sadly